Hello everybody, hopefully we are live on Facebook and on Instagram. Apologies for me being 2 hours later than I said I would be. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, different ways of looking at it. I got called in to have an MRI I was waiting for. So as you know, if someone in the UK is offered a MRI cancellation, you take it because it can take so long to wait for one. So I'm here, I'm back with you, and I'm all ready for our final live. These lives this week have been brilliant. The feedback, the DMs, they've just been awesome. I've absolutely loved them. And this is the last one before we do our free masterclass on Thursday, right? So today we're going to be talking all about what changes when you finally speak Gundog. Hopefully I've got you on Instagram and on Facebook, and if my eyes are all over the place, I'm just trying to make sure I give you both exactly the same amount of attention. But yeah, put your comments in, questions in, give me heart emojis, give me reactions. It's really lovely for me to see that you're there and you're understanding what I'm on about, or if you need me to give you more clarification. Because the whole idea of these little quick lives is to give you like tidbits of information that you can take away and work with today. Because gun dog training can be a really lonely place, can't it? So we're going to be talking a little bit today about what changes when you finally speak gun dog. And you know me, I love my analogies because I think sometimes, I don't know about you, but when I'm reading something, I need to contextualise it, and if I can't contextualise it, I find it hard. So when you're doing something with a gun dog, you're like, well, what do they mean by that? I need to see that for myself. So when you understand what the gun dog is trying to tell you, loads of things happen that allow you to take a big sigh of relief. And these are things like you stop guessing, what's the dog trying to tell me? What's the dog doing now? You stop overdoing, overhandling, over talking, over everything, right? You stop all that. And you stop second guessing yourselves. Now, yesterday, if you'd signed up for the registration for Thursday already, I sent you a really amazing bonus PDF which talked all about second guessing and how to stop it, right? Because we know that is one of the critical elements for your gun dog training, is to stop you talking yourself out of the incredible work you are doing. And you are doing incredible work. Sarah, I love your analogies. Thank you, Sarah. Well, I just find them so much easier. I think if you can understand it in words, it never leaves you. When somebody puts a story into your mind, it never leaves you. And for me, that's one of the easiest ways for me to learn. So the things we've talked about this week, they were never 5 separate problems. Even though they looked like micro problems, they weren't. It's one missing system, and the missing system is what we teach. And understanding all parts of that system is really, really important to get things that you want to achieve with your dog. Because it's not just all about the ingredients, how to teach sit, how to teach recall, all that stuff, all the theory's great, but if we can't make the theory work in practice, what are we going to do with it? So let's talk a little bit about slowing it all down, right? And this is what our Thursday masterclass is going to be all about, and it's what we're going to help you with today. Let's look at it this way. Speaking gun dog isn't about commands. And what I mean by that is, my dad was a man of very few words when he trained his gun dog. In fact, there was hardly any words. He might use a name to release, that was his cue. But everything else was very much about movement, about whistle. He was training a trialing dog, and if anybody knows anything about trialing dog, you're not really meant to overhandle or get over involved in what they're doing, okay? So speaking gun dog isn't about that. It's not about the cues, it's not about the rules. It's understanding what you're asking the dog to do, and the dog understanding what you asked it to do. And that needs you to understand a couple of things, like what state they're in. So for example, if my father could see one of the pups was really, really, really wound, he'd pop a lead on him, and that dog really wouldn't do anything for a moment because he would get it to calm its brain. Like, I don't know if any of you have heard this. If you have, give me a red mist in the comments. It's something that we say with our gun dogs. They see the red mist, their head just blows, and you've got to bring them down from that a little bit. And it's a difference between shouting directions at our dog and having a proper conversation. And what I mean by that is, when Dad used to put the dog on the lead, it was not a correction, it was not a rule, it was because he knew that the dog needed to calm his mind down before he could think, right? He needed his body to settle a little bit before he could go on to the next step. And we talked about that a bit yesterday. we try to approach our dogs with human logic, and it does work in certain areas, right? But when we're over explaining, over reasoning, and we're expecting understanding, it's all going to go wrong. They operate off a completely different operating system to us. We teach the lens through which you understand their operating system. So you've got to understand what's going on with them for you to understand how to speak their language. And what I mean by that is, if you think about it, it's like going to a different country, right? You travel abroad. Who's like, I'm sure loads of you have been abroad, yeah? And you can get by, you can guess, you can smile, you can muddle through, you can point to stuff and do all that type of stuff. But everything takes more effort than it absolutely should. So that's what living with a high drive dog is like. If you can't speak their language, everything is like being abroad all the time, and it's frustrating and it's tiring. So we don't want to be in that situation. Because they operate off this completely different operating system, we need to work it out, right? And we cannot take the family hatchback manual from Haynes and put it to the supercar. They don't go across. Certain cues you can use, but on the whole, you need to understand what you're working with to fix it correctly. And I say fix, learn to speak to, learn to work with. So if we keep on talking the wrong language, we'll keep on getting the wrong frustrations and the wrong assumptions all the time. And that's when people start to really not like the dog in front of them. Now, we all love our dogs. We love them to death. But we've done podcasts on, like, what should I do if I don't like my dog? I love my dog, but I don't like my dog. And we need to get you out of that as quickly as we can, because we need you talking the same language. So let's talk about it a little bit like this. When it finally clicks, when you speak the same language, right? It's a bit like getting somebody's accent. Have you listened to it's Jeremy Clarkson, The Farm? You know the program on about. I think most of you will know it. And there's a chap and he's talking. I think his name's Jeremy. No, that's Jeremy Clarkson. I can't think what the guy's name is, but he speaks and everybody's like, what? But it's just an accent, it's a dialogue. And if you know it, you can answer it. But if you can't, even though he's obviously speaking some form of like dialectual, is that a word? Dialect in English, we just don't get him. The minute we get the accent, we can answer them. We can start talking back to them because we get what they're trying to tell us. So it's the moment the accent makes sense that we go, oh, and that frustration between us and the dog goes because we can see what's going on. We've tuned in properly, right? And that's what it is. Think of it like a radio. The minute Gerald, well done, Katie, thank you so much, right? It's literally, once we understand Gerald, we can talk to Gerald. Until we understand what he's saying, even though he's speaking English, we are stuck there. We need to understand the dialect. We need to understand the dialect of the dog. So this isn't about obedience. This isn't about relationship. It's about one person not barking instructions at the other, just expecting them to understand with the dialect. It's two parties responding together like a dance. Apologies for that, one moment. Bear with me a second. So it's two parties working together. My husband, bless him, running in to get to the door. It always happens when we're on lives. It never happens on a recording. So when you're in time, think of it a little bit like dancing with your dog. When you're in time, you flow together. It's great. If you're not, you're just going to keep on stepping on each other's toes, right? Gundog language is what will bring you back into rhythm with your dog, and it'll be fab. You will absolutely love it. I'm very aware I'm at 8 minutes already. So let's pull the whole week together, okay? You have learned with me this week all about your dog isn't too much, you're just being outpaced, right? We talked about the truth there. The power was never the problem. The power isn't the problem. Katie, that's life. Yeah, it's always the door, Katie. I can guarantee you. It's either the door or the dog will do something mad. You're like, the dog's been great for like a week. And then you look and you're like, the dog has a pen. Where did it get the pen? It's always the same. At Live 2, which was on Saturday, we talked about why more exercise is making it worse. We talked about it's not exercise your dog needs. It's a mental stimulation of a certain kind, okay? On Sunday, we talked about the passenger to the driver. well, no one teaches you about that shift and how we're going to do that. And then yesterday, it was yesterday, yeah, we talked about the fact high drive dogs don't need calming as such, they need direction and the difference in that, okay? We want a steady dog, we want a self-controlled dog, but the dog needs us to give it a job without a shadow of doubt. And today, hopefully, I've taught you a little bit more about like what changes when you can finally speak Gundog. So hopefully you've got to all 5. Let me know in the comments. Have you been to 5? Have you been to just a couple of them? Like, have you been able to get a hold of them? They're all on replay and they're all going up on our Found It Fetched It podcast, right? So they're going to be there for you. So those 5 separate problems that we talked about were never 5 separate problems, like I said. It is all one missing system, and that's the missing system that we teach within the LWDG. So hopefully you have all signed up for our Thursday evening masterclass. It's at 7:30. You are with me and LWDG group expert Claire Denia, who is absolutely insane. She's our reluctant retriever specialist. She knows so much it's not true, and you got her. We're going to be answering Q&As at the end. We are going to go through with you what it means like to hold that shoestring and what you can do to improve that situation with your dog. My first working line lab, all of them. Oh, yay! I'm so glad you've got all of them. Okay, I think we've been through everything. I don't want to keep you longer than I've promised. Come to see us live, right? There is something different between a live conversation, like me and you talking now. You know I'm here, you know I'm present, you know you can write something and I can respond to it. With a recording, it's still absolutely fab if you can't get it live, but you just don't get the same energy. There is an absolute difference, and we want to give you the confidence and the motivation to leave on Thursday night to go, I've got this, I'm ready, I'm set up to train the dog that's in front of me. When we slow our gun dogs down, not physically, but mentally in our own heads, and apply the stuff, it's so usable that it then makes our ability to respond to our dogs so much faster. So please come and join us. If you are listening on our business page or on Instagram, type shoestring, all one word, into the comments and it will send you the link. If you're listening in like a group or something, just have a look at the top of the group. It's going to be one of our groups. You'll see the picture, the photo, all about the event. Click on it and there will be a link there. We hope you'll all join us. There are over 1,500 of you, probably more now, that are going to be joining us on Thursday night. And we absolutely are so excited, and I mean that sincerely, to train you to work the dog in front of you. We love you all. Have a fabulous evening. I'm already running the day out. Fabulous afternoon and evening. And we shall see you all on Thursday night. Bye. Bye, Facebook.